This is where the journey ended 5 months ago. Destination Australia, still far away. 190 men, 27 women and 31 children. Tamils from Sri Lanka, stranded in a no-man's land on the edge of a small port in West Java. Women and children moved into makeshift tents. The men are staying put on the ship, refusing to leave. Some of them are sick, one of them died. The asylum seekers complain about depression. The port has been declared a restricted area. We can only communicate by phone.
We worry about the detention, if we go back, and we worry about send back to Sri Lanka. You know the situation, the situation in Sri Lanka is very bad. It's bad for the man who was head of the Sri Lankan army. So you must imagine how it's for Tamils.
This is as close as we can get. The asylum seekers are right there, but that's a no-go area. By isolating them, the Indonesian authorities hope that they will leave the boat. But in the meantime, these people have become a political bargaining tool in the strained relationship between Australia and Indonesia. Thousands of boat people on the way to Australia have stranded in Indonesia over the past few years. Indonesia has not signed the UN Convention on Refugees and informally blamed Australia for evading its responsibility.
Indonesia has become a tool for the Australian government to detain refugees on the way to Australia. So Australia can evade its responsibility as a signatory to the UN Convention on Refugees. In exchange, Australia is willing to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to Indonesia to make sure they stop the refugees. It's inhumane and violates their rights.
Indonesia has indicated that it will need $50 million to intercept asylum seekers on their way to Australia, an issue that most likely will be discussed during President Yudhoyono's visit. The Tamils have high hopes that their fate will be resolved during the meeting between the two leaders.
We request the Indonesian president to show us some compassion, to pressure on Kevin Road to take us to Australia. If Australia doesn't want us, okay, so please allow the UNHCR to press us on the board.
Indonesia says it has no intention of using force against the Tamils, but it has so far refused the UNHCR permission to enter the boat to process the asylum seekers. It fears creating a precedent for more than 1,000 others already in Indonesia, still waiting for the outcome of their refugee claims.
We are not sure when, as the other Sri Lankan and other nationals in our territory be able to be transferred to other countries. So it be the case that with this group of Sri Lankans, they might also have to stay for some length in Indonesia, which is we don't know for how many years.
The long and uncertain wait for the Tamils seems likely to continue, clinging on to hope on this little edge of Indonesia, growing more impatient with the days, with their children missing school and growing up not knowing what and where their future will be. Step Vassen, Al Jazeera, West Java.